you want to wing that? You go which one?
Oh wait,
I'm over here. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, should we? I feel like you go in the middle. Yeah.
all right.
Look at that.
No.
Very excited.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Feel free to kick out or anything,
Okay.
have a little rest.
If I do this, my feet don't touch the. Oh yes, they do actually.
Yeah, Matt actually brought these couches from his home.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
I take them everywhere. Yeah, they've seen some good times. Thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Is this your first time at Brussels Comic Con?
Yes, it is.
That's exciting. Have you been to Brussels before? Just
I have not. No.
Ooh,
This is
how
my
are you
first
finding
time.
it?
It's great. I just got in last night, but so far so good.
You have the fries yet?
Yes, I've had some fries.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. I want to jump in very quickly before Matt gets started because Matt will keep going forever.
Oh, no doubt.
But
Yeah.
I'm very excited because two big things had an effect on me as a child, and that is the house from the Addams Family and the house from Casper, which you're in both. They both have incredible secret rooms. So I want to know if you had a secret room in your house, where would it be and what would it have?
You know, I always wanted to have just a room for daydreaming. I know it sounds so stupid, but I wanted to have like a hidden tiny room that was completely like padded and you could just lie on the floor and like the ceiling was just a window or glass.
Like a skylight.
In your imagination, is that room circular?
No, square.
Oh, no, I just had a nice, safe circular space in my head.
Or like a little
I
dome.
don't like round rooms. I feel like walls should be straight.
I grew up in a lighthouse, so I disagree.
Oh yeah, lighthouses are nice. That's true.
Daydreaming
That's
room.
nice, that's good. I would have a daydreaming room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you not have time to daydream a lot?
No, I have plenty of time. I don't know. This is the only kind of secret, special room I've ever imagined. So.
Oh, fair
You
enough.
could spend loads of time in your daydreaming room dreaming of other rooms.
Right, so I could.
Yeah, it's infinite.
Until you get too many Inception levels deep and then you can't get out of
Right,
your room.
that would be it. And I'm just trapped there forever.
Yeah. And then Ken Watanabe comes down. He's like, hey, let's get you out of this daydream. Okay, that's too deep actually. With that, on the point of houses, do you have these weird memories of being in these big houses as a kid then? Or do they still feel like sets in your memory?
Well, they were sets. So, I have memories of being on sound stages. I never considered them to be houses because they were inside of a place like this. So yeah, so I have tons and tons of memories from being on studio lots and sound stages as a child and stuff.
I didn't know if it do that weird thing that your memory does where it sort of, you can't really see the borders of real or not, but yeah, I guess if you've got a crew there, you're like, yeah, that's clearly.
Well, also you're always like coming in and out because the trailers are always outside, so you always view it as a set, like a building you go in and out of,
What, your bedroom wasn't your bedroom? What?
Do you have like a favorite memory from that time of your life?
I don't really have one favorite memory. I had a really good time making the second Adam Sandler movie on the Paramount lot. That was super fun. And I have something that's like sort of a good memory for a con. They were filming Next Generation on that lot at the same time, so I used to see all the Next Gen people in all the crazy makeup, and they'd be filming, you just see aliens walking around and you're like, oh, I guess they're doing a show about aliens that look like that today, and so it was that was sort of fun. And then they also filmed Coneheads on that lot, so I got to see those people just constantly. It was pretty great. Frasier was on the same lot. Yeah. It was very fanboy. I had a fanboy spring.
That sounds lovely.
Would have been a great TNG crossover if they used the holodeck to go into the Addams Family. That would have been one of the best episodes ever.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Were you a fan of stuff like that growing up? Do you have anything you nerd out about from your childhood? I used to really, I've kind of lose passion for a lot of the things over time, but I used to love the X-Files. And so I used to really have a thing about the X-Files. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the best favorite episode?
I liked The one with the, okay, why can't I remember the name?
Because at the X-Files you have an image of something that stays with you.
Yeah, I like the one with the weird creature that's been living in like a weird nest that he made with his tombs. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's, great one.
Scary.
I always remember that one with the little fluorescent insects and they're in a cabin and they're in the shadow.
Yeah.
I've not turned my light off since.
Yeah, that is a really good one too. Yeah, it's a great show. It was.
What? Yeah.
Is it still on? Didn't they do a second incarnation of it?
They did recently, didn't they? But I didn't watch it. They went on Prime and I started watching them again, but I didn't buy it.
Would you go on it?
I mean, I love the X-Files.
Is there a show, because you've done a lot of guesting on TV shows as well, like Ally McBeal and stuff you showed up on. Is there any particular show that you were on that you loved being on, or one that you would love to do a guest spot on?
Well, I produced a television show called Z for Amazon about Zelda Fitzgerald, and that meant quite a bit to me because it was the first time that I sort of created a television show. So that was really meaningful, and I learned a lot from that. And so I guess I wish that had continued and had more than one season, but you know.
I just find that would have been a really interesting step between the acting side of, because was that the first time you'd produced something?
No, I've been doing for about 20 years. The first thing I produced was Prozac Nation when I was 19.
Yeah.
And then I've done a few movies, a few TV shows. The TV show, the limited series I did for Lifetime, Nellie Bly I was producer on, and the one before it. So I've been doing quite a bit of producing, and I like it. I mean, I was raised in this industry, so at a certain point, I think it's very natural to sort of want to expand my skill set and do more things. And I love film and television, so I have a vested interest in creating work that I'm proud of. Yeah. Which doesn't always happen when you're just acting and things.
What is it like making that step? Because obviously in terms of like acting as a life, you've been in the public eye since you were way young. Like, is it a weird thing because you've sort of got that skill set because you understand how a set works, so it's quite easy to go into something like that? Or did you have to learn a new set of skills and go down that?
Well, no, I think it's just from being on a film set for so many years, so many different ones, working with so many different producers, all that stuff. I think you just sort of, if you're paying attention, you can't help but absorb it. You know, I know how things are done correctly. So, and I think that at this point, it's more like instinct than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, how old were you when you first went on a set?
7.
So for Mermaids?
No, that was when I started. I did television shows and commercials, and then Mermaids. Was my first movie at 9 when I was 9.
Is it a family thing? Was it something you...
No, my mother, every single child, I'm the youngest of 4, and every single kid in my family was approached to be an actor,
really?
But I'm the youngest, so when she went to say no on my behalf, my brothers and sisters were older, and they thought it would be funny to see me do it, so they encouraged her to let me do it, and so she did, but she never wanted any of us to do it.
Oh, really?
She had been a model in her teens and then as an adult, and she felt that the way people were treated was just, why would you let a kid do this, you know?
Yeah.
But my brother convinced her. It's fine.
Do you find a difference between the way you were treated growing up in the industry to the way kids are treated today, just because it's a slightly different...
No, you know, I really did not have a hard time working. I mean, I was... you know, there are always going to be people who are jerks, but it was pretty much fine. I did not enjoy being famous later on in life. And I think when I was a kid, I didn't really like it either. But the actual work was the great part.
Yeah, well, you've obviously been nominated and won a lot of awards as well. So
I haven't won that many awards, I wish.
Like the Saturn, was it the...
Oh, yeah, maybe. I would just say...
You've certainly won more acting awards than I have.
Okay, fine, I'll take it.
So, like, obviously, it's something that you're really good at and enjoy. Is that industry just something that you've always been a part of, or are there any hobbies outside of the performing industry that you enjoy?
You know, I mean, I have a 5-year-old now, so most of my hobbies involve my child.
I'm really into making pasta pictures, actually.
I mean, I would now. So now, I do crafts with him and different art projects and stuff, and that's kind of what I do with my free time, is hang out with a 5-year-old doing art projects.
Has he seen any of the child-friendly films that you've done?
Yes, he has.
What does he think?
At first he was confused. He thought that it was really my childhood, like Casper. He thought it was really my childhood for a second, and he told, I found this out. He told me that he was telling his teachers about my childhood and how I lived in a house with my dad and a ghost. And I was like, oh God. So you didn't really, he just didn't understand. It was too soon, too early. But now he understands that mommy is a movie actor, is what he calls it.
It's very cute though.
It is cute.
Oh, I wish you just kept the illusion up. And every Christmas you're like, oh, your Uncle Casper's here, and you just get someone to dress up as Casper. I mean, it would traumatize them.
Yeah, I just feel like he would have trouble with trust after that, and trusting his own memory and his own thoughts.
Yeah,
I feel like he wouldn't be doing him any favors.
Yeah, some people would frown on it.
Some people,
I personally,
And then he's like, there was that time with that headless horseman.
Yeah, that
was
would be
crazy.
different. He hasn't seen that, but we're excited to show him that.
Yeah. Please film his reaction to any show.
Can I ask you, and I mean this in a lovely way, because you're in sort of a lot of, I guess, gothic style stuff. There's Casper, that sort of say, Addams Family, later Sleepy Hollow. How much of that is you, and how much is that just that was the sort of things that people cast you in?
You know, it was the sort of stuff that I was cast in, but I don't know. But I think that it would be very, very short-sighted or closed-minded of me to not consider how much. I was a kid when I did both Addams Families, and so that each shoot was 9 months. And all this positive reinforcement for playing this sort of character and all that stuff. And I think it's sort of like a chicken and the egg question. Which was I like this before?
Yeah.
Or did they do this to me? I don't know.
Imagine you just stop there.
Yeah.
Goodbye. It's amazing, because I guess that's when you're forming your identity, but you're on screen as well. I guess I don't want to say there's a pressure, but it must be a different sort of intensity of, that you're aware that people are looking at you whilst you're still figuring yourself out.
Yeah, I think that's the part of fame that I don't think is good for kids.
Yeah.
And you hear so much, people tell you who you are constantly. Or they tell, because if you have to write, if you do an interview or you write a thing, people want an angle or an S. So they're constantly deciding oh, she's this or that. And as a child, when you read that stuff, I think you kind of either take it in or don't take it in. It just has an effect. I don't think that many people grow up being so aware of quote unquote branding, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're still trying to develop who you are.
And now as well, it's so instant and so
now it's really crazy with all I don't understand it. My son was telling me about some girl in his class who already takes selfies. And I was like, for who? But also, why are people going around saying,
oh, Grant's gonna go crazy for this?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Blowing up on Insta, though. They're really going for it.
I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. The fame culture, I don't think is so great.
We're still trying to work out TikTok.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I see the videos, but I have no idea where they're from, why I would do them. Yeah. Why exactly do I want to do this in addition to all the other stuff I have to do?
I don't understand that.
We don't understand it, but we have spent most of today trying to learn a dance.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Whilst we're not on here, we're back there going, how does this work?
Right.
We'll teach you at some point. Yeah.
Would you, I don't want to put this sort of question on you, but knowing that sort of your experience and sort of everything that you've been through, and then that added thing of socials, if your son said to you, I'm thinking of acting, would you be sort of hey, let's wait, or would you?
No, he's already told me that he wants to be an actor.
Oh, really?
I have told him that once he goes to college, and learns a skill. Hey guys, I know
Yeah,
you're having an awesome conversation down here, but I'm trying to do a
Yeah,
Q&A.
we can really hear you, so if you don't want the Q&A, just, yeah.
Sorry.
There are much easier places to have a conversation.
You missed some devastating side eye that would have ruined you. So.
Anyway. What were you saying? Oh, yeah, so he's going to go to college, he's going to learn it as a skill
nice.
and a craft. He already knows, in our house we say, you want to be famous for what you do, not who you are.
Nice.
So he already knows that.
Yeah.
So I tell him, I'm like, you don't have anything to offer yet, so why would we make you famous now?
I love just
You gotta work on it. I was like, by the time you're of age, you will have something worthwhile. But nothing now, you're just a kid.
Meanwhile, at school, his classmates' Instagram is going bananas.
Just take all the selfies.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want your legacy to go to someone who's, not ready for it.
Right, well that's true. Don't want to ruin the family name.
No, that's right.
yeah. Imagine that again. You'd never do it, but you just saw them acting like, oh, I don't think I want you to have my surname actually.
Well, he doesn't have my name, so it's okay.
Really? Oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
It can be terrible. It's all right.
He can be as bad as he wants to be.
We've got time.
I was going to say, we want to make sure audience gets some good questions. So if you have a question,
straight away.
If you can get
you go
towards
for it,
us, that would help. I'll go down. It's my turn. Hello. Yep, grab that.
Hi. You mentioned that you were on the set at the same time as the Next Generation. Did you get to interact with anybody from the Next Generation?
I did
Patrick
not.
Stewart, right?
I think I might have smiled and waved. But I don't think I met them because I've met them since as an adult, and I don't think I met them as a child, no. But I did meet Frasier, so that was pretty great.
That's huge.
He's huge, yeah.
Kelsey Grammer.
Was it
Yeah,
while you were
Frasier. I feel like you could only refer to him as Frasier.
Yeah.
Was it while you were in costume?
I probably was.
Because I love the idea that he's just like this creepy kid, just keeps showing up on the set.
Yeah, I mean that set, the Paramount lot was amazing because it was just full. It was full at that time, and there were like really iconic, very like character-y things were being